Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Wait, why is the music still playing? No,
Turn it off.
Getting echo. There we go. Okay, got it.
Shut it down.
I got it. Don't worry.
Kill
We're
it.
good
Kill it.
now.
It's over.
Everything
Hi,
is just
everyone.
science.
Hi,
Hi.
everyone. Ladies
Or are you
and
saying hi to
gentlemen,
them?
boys and girls. Well, I'm also saying hi to you. We're joined by our
Okay.
very special guests, Mr. Adam Kovic and Mrs. James Willems.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Curtsy.
Yeah.
So how are you guys? I mean, this is the first question we always ask on these quarantine streams. How are you guys coping? What is your day-to-day like? And how are you continuing to try to run things as normal as possible? Adam, do you want to start?
Adam,
Adam,
I'll let
James
you
speaks.
take that.
James speaks for me usually, but today I will be the man. Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it's a lot of this.
Yeah.
It's a lot of working from home, sitting in this area in my office, and trying our best to create content and not rip our hair out. Actually, we just finished our podcast right before this, and earlier today, James and I did a gameplay, and we had a legit great moment. It actually worked out better because we were in two separate rooms, so that actually worked out really well. But yeah, we're just taking it day by day. You know how it goes.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
And now we, everyone was really everyone was praying, putting their hands together for Easter. It was all going to be over by then for absolutely no specific reason. But that too has changed, and now it's going to be at least May. It's at least going to be May.
It's gonna be May.
Yeah,
Nice.
we love the memes, don't we, folks?
James,
Elliot serving the role of soundboard.
yeah. We need to get Elliot a legit soundboard. You need to get one of
don't
those,
need it.
the launch pad. You need to get the launch pad so you can press all you have 100 buttons to press.
Yeah, they talk about learning like new skills in quarantine, and I'm gonna learn the skills of that guy from the Police Academy movies.
Yeah, I've been learning a lot about. I've been learning a lot about getting back into my sleep schedule from my early 20s. I've been going to sleep at like 3 a.m, waking up at like 11, and then inadvertently because of that having to scramble to get everything done during the day between like the daylight hours. So
it's a mess.
that's been
Well,
fun.
I guess I haven't talked to you guys since all this kind of went down. How is this? Because you guys, work like you have your own business and you guys work pretty independent for yourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going into your office, right?
No, we
You're
are.
not going into
We
your
are,
office.
but we're writing and editing and everything possible from home.
Okay.
But we are going into film. But we enter our tiny little studio place and we wash our hands, and then we set everything up and we wash our hands, and then we film and then we wash our hands, and then we go home. So the thing is by the decree of the state of California and the city of Los Angeles, we are an essential service.
It's true,
and we do fall under the minimum requirements for continuing to produce. I think it was 10 and now I think it's down to 5 that you can have in a room. We are obviously, if either of us had any scares, I guess we would immediately switch to.
Well, we're like a pretty closed loop.
So we're a very closed loop.
The only people I've spent any physical time with are Ricky and my wife for the last like 3 weeks.
And mine is Elliot, and my wife.
Yeah, and we don't have any employees, no loose ends.
Yeah, it's a very polyamorous relationship we have.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Your guys' operation, you're like the last time we visited, you had an entire like post-production like.
You have a lot of employees.
You want to hear something?
They were the
funny?
first. All right, go ahead.
I'll just tell you. So you guys have seen our building, and I'm sure the last time you were there, it's always been that we have like that L shape of offices, but then there's that big studio where a bunch of other shoots that aren't related to us, that some other company sells out that space for, and then people will crowd in there and do all kinds of stuff like that. Well, we were thinking there was a plan in place where we were thinking that in the next couple weeks, let's go back a month or something like that, or maybe a month and a half. In the next couple of weeks, that was going to be the last of shooting in that space. And then there were these plans rolling of like, all right, how can we expand out in there? How can we we're going to have the whole building, and then we can really grow. and then all of this happened. And I remember looking at that wide open space as we were like loading up our equipment on a
shutting
Friday
the lights off
or Thursday night to try and figure out how much we could throw in our cars. That way we could recreate this office setup in our kitchens. So,
I think someone's operating an MLM out of it right now, though.
Yeah.
Like
Herbalife has taken it over.
Yeah. I'm not kidding. I needed to go to the office last Thursday. I needed to ship some stuff out. We did this live stream. I had to ship out a bunch of stuff that Bethesda sent us. And I was looking for boxes, and I noticed there's all these boxes out in the back where those chutes used to be.
Yeah. And
there's a bunch of like fiber bars and whey powder, but orange flavored, and there's just stacks of it. So I'm like,
really? Why didn't you tell me this?
It looked like garbage, but also I think it's someone's supply.
Yeah,
so
they had it all shipped to the office before you guys left. I just love that the idea of like James leaving Funhaus for the coronavirus is literally the series finale of Cheers.
Yeah,
you look back at the bar one last time. You're like, a lot of memories here, boys.
Yeah,
done. Shut it down.
So how is your like? I'm assuming you guys are on Slack or Discord, and like, did your editors all take their stations home with them 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. Well, so we were the last ones. So we had, before it became like mandatory, we just as a precaution started planning for it to becoming mandatory and just to protect everyone. So we told all of our editors to just go home. So the only people that were coming into the office regularly were myself, Adam, Elise, and Omar. For the first part of the week, we had John Smith come in because we wanted to film some stuff with him. Yeah.
Jon.
You may have seen him in everything. But we had him come in because we wanted to film some stuff. But then by Wednesday it was getting worse, and we just told him to stop coming in and that we would figure out how to do it ourselves. And so, but then by Friday, like again, it was Thursday night, and then they said no. So we had done a whole maybe week and a half or so of our editors were all working from home, and then they would basically export an edit that send that edit to us over Frame, I think is the service. And then we would have to give notes, and then they send the notes back to them. So it was like everything was remote for about a week and a half before it became entirely remote, where not even Adam and I see each other. You know, we don't even record together anymore.
The question the company put out there basically was like, if you have equipment, please use it, and if you need anything, let us know.
Yeah.
So like even for us, for like our gameplay recordings, I have my own personal PC that I've had for, I don't know, 5 years. It's not the greatest thing, but
so you're like, Rooster Teeth, give me a $5,000 space rig.
Kind of. That's sort of what happened, because we have more updated gear at the office, but now it's like, okay, well, my personal PC wasn't cutting it, so I went to the office and grabbed the space computer, because then now I have this giant monolith next to me that reminds me you're at work.
The whole process too was a lot of coming home, trying to recreate because you guys have been there. It's an insane person. It's like a weird labyrinth of wires and switchers and stuff that get us to be able to record all the different things that we need to record. And so we'd come home, and then we would test, and then it would seem like it was going okay. And then as soon as you hit record or stream or whatever, everything would break down.
Yeah.
And that's happened with Adam's computer. He had done all this testing over the weekend. As soon as we went to record, I think on Monday or something like that, everything fell apart. Same thing happened with Elise's computer. So last week we had to go to the office and then not get rid of her home computer, but basically push it off to the side of our kitchen and then take her huge tower from the office, bring it in, and then set everything up again from scratch. Yeah. So, I mean, I think we're at a pretty good point now. And this isn't technically a sponsored thing or anything, but like Omen, we were going to do an ad deal with Omen.
Hewlett Packard. Yes.
Hewlett Packard, yes, as they prefer to be known. And so they sent us some equipment, including a PC. And as we were going, I was like, my computer is so old, I don't upgrade it. I was telling people the game that I play most on my PC has 2014 in the title.
Oh, good.
So I just been playing Rocksmith. That's like the only thing I do with my PC. So everyone's like playing Doom on epic graphics or whatever,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, I probably won't be able to handle that.
Isn't Rocksmith the one where you can actually learn how to play guitar because it's hooked in through an actual guitar?
Yeah.
Did you know how to play guitar before playing it, or were you actually trying to learn through the game?
No, I used to play guitar in college. There's some, if you can see on my webcam, there's some guitars back there. Yep, Wonderwall, capo on the 3rd fret, and go for it. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I just do it. I just started picking it up again maybe like a year ago, and I always really liked it for fun.
Yeah.
But
it's not a game,
like the only thing that I play on my PC.
It's not a game that would really like age too terribly if you just want to play some tunes, I guess. So.
I've been learning some stuff. I'm playing DJ Hero 2. It's
the DJ simulation game. It's as close as you can get to the real thing.
I have my DJ Hero, I think, not too far from here. We should do a gameplay and then immediately get YouTube to demonetize it.
I honestly think that if you know how to DJ really well, that DJ Hero is more of a challenge than actual DJing. I'm not like stretching the truth there. It's it's at least way more active with what you're doing.
Yeah. I don't know. Enough of those DJs are streaming and stuff now too, where it's like Jess will out of nowhere be like, Diplo's on Twitch. I'm like, what are those words?
Yeah, they did. Insomniac has already held 2 raves over the course of 2 weekends. Pasquale, the CEO, is the only one in the crowd clapping with those nitrate gloves on, and they spread down all the decks and everything. But they have like full sets where they're just bringing people into their office. It's cool. I have turned it on and been like, yeah, I mean, this is cool. I just can't listen to like techno on my headphones and get very excited about it. It's like,
do they DoorDash E or anything? Like,
I don't know. I haven't seen. They keep that part silent. There's a camera. Okay. There's a drug deal camera in the back, I'm sure, but they're never switching to it.
Gotcha. Like water bottles and ecstasy brought to you by Grubhub.
Like, yeah, cool. There's just a giant like water bottle filling station behind everything. But aside from that, James, I know that you can probably be for people that haven't seen yet, if you have any amazing tips for how to stay in shape or not just a fat piece of shit while under quarantine. Here's my problem with what you do. I look at it and I'm like, well, that's going to take me like 3 or 4 or 5 years to get up to your level. So like, what can someone who hasn't moved from their computer chair for 3 weeks start doing that's not intimidating, that will get them, get their heart rate up and have them be active in a way that is good for their body?
I mean, the first thing I would say is just like make walking part of your day.
You're allowed to walk.
Because, like,
I just did my walk. I did my walk before the stream. Yeah.
You're allowed to walk. You're allowed to hike in some places. You're allowed to ride your bike. And so I'm lucky because I have a dog. So like every single morning, I'm kind of more than when I used to have to commute to work or go to an office all day. I am kind of excited at the prospect of like taking my dog out for a walk. And I've now normally we do like, 30 minutes or something, but the past like week or so, I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna walk for an hour. Who cares? Like, I'll download some podcasts and do that. I just to get outside is like a good feeling. I would say number one, just like be conscious about how much time you're spending inside. Find an excuse to go outside and go for a walk or whatever. And high five your neighbor.
Hey neighbor, oh man, I'm so lonely, give me a big hug.
Give me a kiss.
Are you walking too?
Give me a neighborly kiss.
Hello, stepbrother.
I had,
but in terms of like exercise. Oh, go ahead.
No thing. I was just gonna say I almost never talked to my neighbors. And I did for like one of the first times this weekend because I was just taking the trash cans out and there was oil everywhere and they were like, oh yeah, I think someone put oil in your trash can. I was like, cool. And there was oil all over our driveway. But then
happens all the time in this neighborhood. People are always dumping their used oil in our trash cans.
Well, oil is worthless right now. The price of oil is way down.
They're getting rid of their reserves.
Now's the time to buy, though.
Yeah. We talked about getting a whole barrel from Canada because they're like $2 a
barrel. But I was just talking to them, and then they're like, just out of nowhere, they go, "Yeah, we put the dog down." I was like,
"Oh, fuck."
They had a cute dog next door, and they're like, "Yeah, his back legs weren't working so well, so we put him down." I was like,
"Oh, he was full of oil."
I was like, and then I think that same day is when I drove. I was like, I need to go pick up some. We're just trying to like clean up around the house, and like, we've were just trying to get like, what is it called? Packing supplies and stuff, not packing or containers and shit.
Yeah.
And I got a screw in my tire.
No.
And I'm just like, the world is telling me not to go outside.
Well, it's just something to do.
That's Eric Garcetti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric Garcetti's going around like it's a parade, tossing screws out in front of everyone's driveways.
I do want to see it get to the point where Eric Garcetti is running around like all those mayors in Italy, just berating people for being inside.
What are you doing? Where are you going?
Just trying to clean up.
Got a
Sorry.
stick.
I wish you didn't tell me the dog died.
Anyways, I'm going up to the Costco. You guys need anything for your dead dog?
Sorry, James, you were telling us how to get
What the
abs.
fuck is this a line? So I mean, it depends on if you're the kind of person who's used to like working out or like exercising. I feel like you can still do most of it. It may not be as comfortable. I like going to the gym, not because anyone ever needs to go to the gym to be in good shape, but just because it's a place to go to like go someplace different, have everything you need, and then when it's done, you leave it there.
Well, it's also creating a pattern
because
like I haven't been in a while because of this, but also before that, after Christmas, I was like,
I was gonna say,
but no, it is when I was going a whole bunch and actually taking it very seriously, it became a pattern where it was less of, oh, I have to go to the gym today, and just more of, I go there every day, so it's part of my my plan as I get up. It's time to get up and I'll go to the gym, come back, and I'll have that done for the day, and that's how I looked at it. But now you can't go there. The other thing, so people in the chat are suggesting like jumping jacks and stuff like that. I live on the second story of a small apartment complex, so the last thing I need is neighbors hating me right now.
Good on you.
I say me too, except Peak is below me.
Oh, good, perfect.
Yeah,
he understands.
Yeah,
I've been exercising at home for like 6 months, so nothing has changed. It's actually great.
Yeah.
But I was like, beginning of the year, not January, but February, that's when I'm actually going to like get serious and actually like join a gym and like learn about like real lifting and shit. And that obviously now that's never going to happen, or at least not for like the foreseeable future, which sucks.
You pick up your wife.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just,
so that was, I was doing the OMAD thing for a while, like the 1 meal a day and like trying to, I keep just redoing the Couch to 5K, which is great. Because like
you land somewhere around the coffee table before you quit and then restart.
But then like because of all of this, like even though like days that were like actually like have a lot to do, like writing or editing or whatever, like I still find myself grazing, like going to the kitchen, like even if I don't eat anything, I'll just open the refrigerator door and be like, there it is, something to do.
Yep.
If I eat, it'll give me 15 minutes of just, I don't know, anything to do. So how do you fight like the urges to just like take up your time by eating or eating unhealthy? How are you staying on a strict kind of dietary regimen?
I mean, I think I'm just trying to really hold myself accountable. It's weird because like you're saying, it's all at home. You don't have to, you would think that getting in a car and driving someplace would take more motivation than it would to just get down and do some push-ups like in your living room. But I think it's the structure of it all. Like having the structure of knowing that like, oh, my lunch break is normally around noon. So that's when I'll work out, or that's when I'll do that, or that's when I'll eat. That makes it so much easier. It is this weird, fluid, like time is gone space working from home if you're not used to it. And I'm not used to it. So like even right now, like, oh, I want the aesthetic of my webcam to be good. So I like close my blinds and I put on a blue light. What time of day it is, I have no idea. So there, like the first week or so was a lot of me having no time. Time would just pass, and then it would be 5 o'clock, and I'd be like, "Oh, did I eat lunch?" And I wouldn't. In terms of like grazing and stuff, I'm just not buying stuff that I can graze upon. Like I'm trying to buy vegetables and like things that have to be made and prepared. So that way when I want to eat, like I will eat. And the only things that are simple to eat are like healthy. So, grapes or like fruits or something like that. So if I am going to snack, it's not going to be on Doritos or something. It's going to be on, I might have to make myself a protein shake, or I'm going to have to. I bought like 2 pounds of just deli turkey meat, so that way if I want to open the fridge, I'm like, oh, meat, and then I'll just like take a slice of that and eat it. But yeah, the lack of routine is tough. This is way more difficult, despite the fact that it is literally here in front of me to maintain and be good about it. I will say there are some positives though, because I think when you're exercising, you get into a routine and you forget how important it is to like change up that routine or challenge yourself in new ways. So once this started happening, Elise was buying supplies, like important supplies, like medicine and things that could be useful if something happened. Except I bought a pull-up bar and like a bunch of like variable resistance bands that you can attach to your door frame.
I did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I bought just like a box of bands from Amazon.
By the way, by the way, everyone watching, none of them can see me. The entire time James was talking, I was doing a what is it? Let me see how many pounds it is. A 35-pound kettlebell. Oh. And he talked for so long that I literally collapsed on the floor almost.
I don't have a kettlebell. I wish I had a kettlebell.
So Ricky's advice is do a podcast and then work out while someone's talking about.
Yeah, I was timing myself with James, and I think I might die if that ever happens again.
That's a great. You doing swings?
No, just curls.
Just curls.
Yeah, I had a 35-pound in each hand. You know, I'm really swole.
That's almost a pood.
What's a pood?
I don't know what.
Right.
Anytime anyone mentions kettlebells, I always prefer to refer to them in their true weight, which is poods. A pood is like 42 pounds or something.
Okay.
It's because kettlebells are like of Eastern European origin, and there's like kind of like how stones are.
How many stone is it?
Stones are like an archaic. Yeah, there's an archaic weight classification called a pood, which is like 42.35 pounds or whatever. And if you're like hardcore kettlebell dudes, will still weigh their kettlebells in poods.
Yeah,
so
perfect.
That's what you do. You did a couple poods. Yeah,
I weigh my content in poods. How many videos PewDiePie puts up versus how many we do.
Yeah.
Well, he just has to do one, and that's equal to our channel. So that's yeah.
I want to naturally transition into talking about your latest produced non-gaming centric show, No Idea.
Oh.
For anyone who
is
hasn't
the show
seen
promoting
it yet,
us?
Yes, please go subscribe to Funhaus.
Wow.
They need it.
Roll the clip, guys. Roll the clip. You guys got the clip, right?
Yeah.
No,
I should have
Paul
done
Rudd
that.
always brings.
Jamie, pull that shit up.
Jamie, can you pull up No Idea by Funhaus? What was just give a brief overview of the show for anyone who for some reason hasn't seen it, although I know that we have a decent amount of crossover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So No Idea IKEA is I guess the unofficial full title. It's just called No Idea for our legal sake. Yeah, essentially it's Adam and I building IKEA furniture, but each week is a different challenge. So it starts out very simple. The first episode is we're trying to build a dresser, except that we only had 60 seconds at the top of the episode to read the instructions, memorize as much as possible before they were taken away and burned. And then we have 1 hour to try and
do you actually
build
burn
it.
them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We did actually burn. We did literally burn them. Then we had 1 hour to build it. So the goal is the finish line is always set on the top of Everest. There's no accomplishing it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the joke is our optimistic approach to still trying to reach the finish line.
Because
we
like
got
anyone
close a couple times.
Yeah, I feel like if we all, if you guys were raised in the 1920s or 10s, then, no instruction manual needed. The knowledge of how to build a dresser was passed down from many generations so that you wouldn't be dresserless.
It was a craft.
Yes.
Artisans.
Yeah.
If the Amish had the internet, they would be livid with you guys.
Yeah.
What is wrong with these people? English?
On that note, though, if we were alive in the 1920s, any one of us would be dead right now.
Oh yeah, no.
It'd be like, okay, well, times are tough. Build this dresser. I go, I don't know how to do that.
Well, you'd start and you get a splinter, and then that would get infected, and then you'd die.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
So, no, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say there was a moment when we wrapped because I guess one thing we didn't really make clear, it kind of became a motif throughout the throughout the series. It's only 6 episodes, James, 5, 6.
Yeah. 6.
We're like building a faux apartment in which we're going to live in.
Oh, okay. So it all comes together. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of became,
we're furnishing our studio apartment, which is like a running gag.
And when it was finished, I remember I took a few photos. My goal was I'd probably get into legal trouble for this, but I wanted to post pictures on like, the New York City, like Craigslist and put like apartment for rent for like $1,500 to see if anyone would take
with the images.
Yeah, well, because at first glance you go, "Oh, pretty nice place." But the more you look at it, the more issues you see. Like, "Oh, that thing's a little crooked," or those aren't.
This is going to be unfurnished when I get there, right?
Yeah. No. I was going to say furnished.
Oh yeah. No, like, you have to keep it.
Yeah. You have to.
And all of the products that we built are too wide to fit through the door, so you cannot take them out.
Yeah, impossible.
Yeah. No. And you have to sign a legal waiver completely, there's no legal liability for any of these products.
We are absolved.
Yeah. I mean, it's stuff that's literally held together by duct tape, but like if you squint or you're a little hard of seeing, like, they look pretty good. Yeah. There's a child could live in there.
Yeah. It looks like, it looks like a child's drawing of what a dresser should look like.
Yeah, not an American child, no, like a weird European kid.
Yeah, at least European kids can draw.
This dresser weighs 2 pood.
We mentioned it earlier, but we are an independent business, so I'm going to really quickly thank the super chats and members that came in.
There's been quite a few.
I have them all documented. Don't you worry.
Okay.
So everyone that dropped money and for some reason thinks they wasted it, no longer shall you think that.
Well, you did, but
they've left. They're
Heisenberg White, thank you very much. Don Zlin, thank you for your service. Lisa Nicoletti, and then it all just went away. Hold on, here we go. Lisa Nicoletti, Dominic Tune, Michael Anthony with $75.
Oh, thank you, Michael.
Wow.
$75. Michael Anthony has officially sponsored the stream. Brandon Harrington with a 20. El Espectador. Evelyn Dela Cruz, thank you very much. Porkenstein, PWG Freestyle, Jenner Bale, Heisenberg White again. Hold on, let me see. They have a question. I will get to that question. I will write it down. There we go. Okay, and Benjamin Smith, thank you. L. Arnie, thank you. Duke Boy Gaming, Gildan Blank, Brennan Harrington again, Gene the Pants, David Chavez, Jordan Fry. Thank you guys so much. One of the questions was if you could develop your own perfect horror movie, what would it consist of currently? Not to put you on the spot. Contagion 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Years and Years?
Yeah, no, I saw it. I liked it. That is my current horror. Whatever that show was about. Like the point when they were like, "Oh, we just sold our house," and "Oh no, the money's in this bank. Oh, the bank's gone. All the money's gone. Everything's gone." Like the way that movie dealt with like the reality of how the world falls apart. Yeah,
has been the scariest thing I've watched on television in the last like 10 years.
Yeah, it really stressed me out because everything that goes horribly wrong in it is just like that could definitely happen within the next 4 years.
It's like that Fox show, like Last Man on Earth, is looking more and more like reality soon.
Yeah, but even that, it's like that is like, okay, someone woke up from a coma and there's zombies or like anything where it's like there's chaos in the streets and you can see the aftermath or something. This isn't that. This is like oh no, there's a conflict off the coast of China. Oh well. And then you turn off the TV, and then 5 years later, you see how that conflict off the coast of China has basically caused you to lose your home or be homeless, or like like that's what the show is all about, and it's very frightening.
I thought
I think it's scarier than any slasher.
One of the most worthless Reddit Ask Reddit threads that I saw recently was, what if you were in a coma a month ago and came back and saw the world as it was today? What would you do? And everyone's just like, I would check my phone and see what's happening, because the internet still works and there's signs all over doors and everything. Like, but it was like upvoted like 10,000 times.
That's my life every day. I go on Reddit.
Yeah. Well, you look at it and just go, these are people. I
am loving the Reddit relationship advice subreddit is just a treasure trove currently, because it's either people that learned that they hate each other, or specifically roommates finding out that they're gay. There's not a lot of like straight roommates hooking up that I've seen. It's all just like, I mean, I've lived with this guy for like 5 years, and it's been a rough 2 weeks. So now we're both gonna get married.
Oh, okay. That sped up. Oh.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah, one of the recent ones was my roommate. When I fell asleep on the couch, and my roommate tucked me in and gave me a kiss on the forehead. What should I do? And then they just started kissing each other's foreheads whenever they went to sleep, and now they're going to get married, which I think is beautiful.
All right,
but also it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah. What did they do for the honeymoon? I guess.
I got the perfect plan. We're gonna stay inside.
To answer your question from earlier, have you guys seen that movie, The Invisible Man?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. No, I haven't.
So it's scary, but my only problem is you can't see him. So I want to make a better horror movie called The Visible Man.
Yeah,
and you can see the attacker.
Yeah,
and that to me is more frightening.
Why didn't they think of this?
When are men finally going to have a chance to be seen?
Yeah, finally, movies for men. It's about damn time.
I can't wait for The Invisible Woman. What a powerhouse film that'll be.
I think it's a Marvel movie.
Yeah. It's pretty ironic that the coronavirus outbreak happened right before Black Widow and Wonder Woman. I just think it's a little bit strange. Pretty sure this is orchestrated by the Hollywood elite.
Interesting.
I would not argue that.
Yeah. So wait, Harvey Weinstein is like the Joker, where he's like, I wanted to be put in jail. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he's spreading it through Rikers right now.
Okay.
So I know that you guys have filmed No Idea IKEA. Is there anything that you guys were working on that level or Arizona Circle level that is now up in the air, or that you filmed some of it and maybe we'll see it soon? Or is your schedule as far as outside of gameplay kind of on hold in general?
Well, No Idea. So the way that we shot all of the builds in November in Austin, but we are shooting because we have two versions of the show. One is where you can just watch us try and build it. And then the other version of the show is where we film ourselves doing talking heads, kind of like a reality show. It's like our take on like, house makeover or something like that. And so we do more of a reality show take on it. We had by the time the show started airing, we had only shot 2 of those talking head sessions. So we still have 4 more of those to figure out how to do. I think we figured out a way to do it, but so that is something that we like when all this was going down, we were like, we might only have 2 episodes, and then we're going to have to put it on hold until who knows when, but I think we will figure that out.
Okay.
We do have a new show coming out. Can we say a release date, please?
Trailer comes out tomorrow, I think.
Ooh.
The trailer comes out for a new show tomorrow that Elise created.
Hi, Elise. You have to lean in more. You have to lean in more.
You got to lean in more.
This is a real lean in moment.
Created.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's a show that Elise created. Is the release date? Can I say the release date? Do we have release date confirmation?
I love that she has her headphones on.
The trailer comes out tomorrow, April 1st. Is this live?
Yeah, we're live.
Let me just say that when the show comes out, it's gonna be dank.
Oh,
well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying, my Ricky, my
That's like
Elliot.
a clue. That's like a clue. Anyway, so the
May
May
1st.
December 30th.
Oh, okay, yeah. Premieres December 30th.
Yeah, December. The both of you said December. But yeah, so that we do have another show, and it has nothing to do with gaming. And it's a fun thing but that's a collaboration that we did with basically every other department at Rooster Teeth.
Oh.
So that's definitely something that's not gaming related, and it sucks that I wish the trailer comes out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to have us on again tomorrow, I think we can talk in more detail about it. But yeah.
Jeff already talked about it. Jeff already talked about it on podcast. You can say whatever you want.
Jeff Ramsey, our boss, talked about it.
Gordon
which
Ramsay's
means we're
son.
allowed to do whatever he does.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Perfect.
I talked about it on a podcast, so you can talk about it too.
But yeah, so anyway, it's basically a try not to laugh challenge. But it's a bunch of us, and we're all trapped in a small room for 6 hours.
It's like we were training for something.
And you're trying to get everyone around you to laugh, except that you yourself can't laugh, smile, smirk, or do anything like that. And so everyone was allowed to bring in like a bag of props or costume changes or something like that. And it's basically a last man or woman standing competition.
It's like a battle royale.
You...
Make me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. It was an interesting show too, because like we were still kind of figuring the show out while we were making it. Because it was sort of like, here's the premise, go, here's some concepts. But then like by hour 4, people are like, the fuck do we do? Like, how do we?
This is like, impossible.
Well, because like some people, you know, some people break, some people don't. And then like it was, would I do it again? No.
6 hours is a long time to be filming.
Yeah, but in retrospect, it's not
time.
so long to be isolated with other people. So
yeah,
no, now it'd be easy. We should have done it right after all of this, and it would have been no problem.
I would kill for that show right now.
Yeah,
just to be like touching and feeling people. As long as everyone got deloused before we went in, I'd be.
Well, I was gonna say we would have a second camera that's thermal, so that we could see everyone getting fevers.
Yeah, no, you should do a different version of the show. It's like the opposite of Big Brother, where all of the contestants went to Walt Disney World before the outbreak, but they all have to go into one house together, and they all hate each other and don't want to get the virus. And whoever doesn't die wins all the money.
That's great. It's
a little dark, but
that's basically the show.
So we do have some other questions coming in on the feed. This one comes from Joshua Martinez. He says, is there something you can't do now because of stay-at-home orders that before you didn't care for, but are now actually missing?
Your mom.
Ooh.
Sorry. No. I mean, I can't do your mom.
You got Joshua Kaboom.
Sorry.
My mom was always around at Adam's house, and he's just like, nah.
Not your mom.
Not now. Not anymore.
I'm like, come on. Virus.
And now he wishes she would come around more.
No, I wish I didn't say that. That was low-hanging fruit. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. My mom is still working, I think, by the way. She's in food service,
of course,
and she's 60-something years old, and it's Florida, so you know.
I thought your mom worked mostly with schools.
No. She used to be a lunch lady. Now she works. Now she does food service at a golf club, and still open. Still open because it's Florida.
Well,
golf is
those
essential.
people aren't going to get it. The golfers, they're not going to get it. Everyone else is going to get it.
You have you have to swing 6 feet away from each other.
God. My mom retired like a month ago. Like
your mom would be a hero right now if she wasn't retired.
What did your mom know, and when did she know it?
She retired early enough to become a villain, not long enough to become a hero.
Oh, whoa. Nice background, Ricky.
That's Elliot. Don't worry, people get us confused all the time.
I can't believe I said, I'm sorry. I did get you mixed up.
Yeah.
People would always call Bruce Adam and Adam Bruce. So I was used to it.
Yeah, well, you won that competition.
That was my last laugh.
Yeah.
They still call me Bruce. It's fine.
Wait, where were you going with this? Your mom she's retired?
Oh no, I was saying, it was like, that sucks. Your mom is still working. My mom lucked out because she retired right before all this shit went down.
Yeah, my dad is kind of pissed that he's not working as much because he's like, no one. My dad's a mechanic. No one's bringing their cars in anymore because nobody's driving.
I tried to bring my car into mechanic. They were closed. I had a screw in my tire.
You should go to Ricky's dad.
Yeah, drive all the way to Florida on that flat tire.
He's like, what I wouldn't kill for nailing a tire right now. This is my Florida accent, by the way.
Yeah, Florida accent. It's the my connection's unstable, so we might be losing stuff. But something you were like taking advantage of, and now that it's gone, you can't.
I mean, for me, like I kind of the last couple of years, I haven't really gone out to like restaurants and bars nearly as much as before, for a lot of different reasons. But now, I would kill to be like at a big crowded bar right now.
Yeah.
Like that sounds amazing.
I mean, well ahead of the actual quarantine, like probably like 4 days before there was an announcement, we all kind of like both me and Elliot kind of saw this coming, and so I did go to a bar like on the last. I was like, this bar is like never full, by the way. I just really like it. It's a nice local bar, and they have like amazing beers that you can't get anywhere else. And I went there, and it was like trivia night, and it was just packed. And I walked in and was just like, well, I guess this is my last bar experience, and just walked out. I didn't even like get to enjoy it. So yeah, I do very much miss that. And it's funny, I get these like random, and I'm not complaining, and I should say that it is we're very, very privileged, especially like me and Elliot and pretty much a lot of content creators are very privileged to be able to do their work and still get paid from home, or in a very limited way. But like I do get these like wafts of I'll be sitting here and like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to just go get some dinner right now? Oh, I can't anymore. Or like like thinking of something normal all the time that just is impossible.
Korean barbecue. You can't do it.
Karaoke.
So
off the table.
We can do it.
Just kind of like you guys saw the writings on the wall. Like there were a couple when things were getting bad. I was thinking like, all right, our lives may be very different next week. So what should we do this week?
Yeah.
There's two things. Elise and I went and got Korean barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing we did was we hung out with Joel.
Yeah.
We hung out with Joel, his wife Dana, and we also hung out with Adam and Jess. But like we all got together and played board games.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like this is probably our last chance to do this in who knows how long. And
yeah, if the world ends, I spent my last New Year's with you guys at Joel and Dana's playing board games.
Yeah.
Ish.
But the funny thing is we were like everyone was like, is everyone okay? Like, is everyone okay doing this? So like, it wasn't like this. It wasn't everyone should stay home. It was just a wash your hands kind of phase of things.
Yeah.
Like, is everyone okay doing this? Yeah, we're okay doing this. We feel all right doing this. And then we hung out, had a great time. And then it was probably like 2 or 3 days later that things started really blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a message from Joel saying that
he had symptoms.
Someone from his office has confirmed had it, like, and had been there the prior week, like someone in his building or whatever on his floor. He would have been none of the rest of us. I don't know anyone personally who has it or has come in contact with it. Adam, I don't know.
One of our friends' moms got it. One of me, you guys know him too. I don't want to say his name on stream, but someone that we know collectively, not very personal. Like you guys know him. But
it's a degree of separation.
It's degree of separation. His mom got it, but it is so far fine.
Yeah, I mean, we all kissed Joel. It was just funny how it was Joel. So we were worried.
you know how Joel loves those French greetings.
Yeah. But welcome to my home.
Yeah. Shirts off. Okay.
Yeah. Hug my baby.
Anyway, so those are like the last two things that was
beautiful wine spritzer or whatever he made.
It's funny to think about all the stuff that like we couldn't do because I've canceled 2 trips now that I was supposed to take over the course of the next like month and a half. One, my parents were gonna fly out and visit for my birthday, and we canceled that. So like it's pretty. It sucks because there's a lot of stuff, and these are sucks for me. Again, like you said, we're very lucky that we can keep working and keep the lights on, but like it is wild how quickly things turned on a dime. Fuck up your plans.
Yeah. And it's not going away.
No, sir. No, it's only going to get worse. So the press conference today was it was very good that it was so blunt, but it was also I don't want to get into politics, but Trump has been veritably optimistic through every kind of
I would use the term naive, but sure.
Well, yes, I'm trying to be nice here. Okay,
I know. Yeah.
But today it was, yes, 100,000 people are going to die, but it was gonna be 1 million. But thankfully we did something.
Pretty good, folks. Pretty good. Only 100,000.
This is when the doctor he's poking the baby a little bit with the toy, and then he gives it the shot.
Yes.
And you go, oh, okay, a little misdirection. Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Good. It could have been a lot more painful, but
this is a good one for James. This question: which cat from the movie Cats do you most identify with?
Rum Tum Tugger.
Okay.
I would say
bit racist,
I most
but go
identify with. Is it? How's that racist?
Well, Rum Tum Tugger, it has the hard R. You can't really escape it.
Oh.
He's a curious cat.
Yeah. Sure.
No, yeah, I would say that. That being said, I think Skimbleshanks is definitely like he's up there too.
Elliot, I don't think still hasn't seen
doesn't get a lot of play in the
movie. You might as well be making up names on the spot here.
Skimbleshanks.
Let's see. Let's see if you can guess which of these names is fake. Okay.
Oh, this game.
All right. Let me think real quick. Okay. Some of these will be easy. All right, but
yeah.
Skimbleshanks. Okay. Bumble Arena. Victoria. Okay. Gus. McCavity. Which one of those is the fake name of a character from Cats?
Bumble Arena? Is that fake?
They're all real.
Oh, really? I was saying I've seen the movie, and I was saying only 2 of them were real.
No, they're all real.
Only one of them was written for the movie, though, right?
Oh, okay. Well, that's
you're
digging too far into the lore.
No, that's not true. Don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
So I've seen it, and I only saw it because I expected it to be, and I saw it was still in theaters. I expected it to be The Room or Rocky Horror Picture type situation. It was not. It was actually just terrible, which is honestly a little bit more rare than being so bad it's good.
I saw it twice in theaters. The first time, again, was with the aforementioned Joel Rubin.
Yes.
He and I went together as like a little date, and we saw it. And the first time I watched it, I was like, what is, like, honestly, it feels like, did anyone see Suspiria? Or like, one of those weird art house nightmare movies that you're like, how did this get made?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has more in common with a movie like that than it does with like The Room, where there was an incompetence to who made it.
Yeah.
It's just like you're just constantly asking why and what, and like those are the concerns.
Yeah.
Well,
that was the good thing about
second time.
The good thing about Cats is that it was like there had to have been multiple people along the way that were just like the sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, we have to put this out. Like, just if you can edit out the buttholes, like, we'll at least let this air in theaters.
But it happened though because of pie charts.
Yeah.
Like,
Look at the crossover we got here.
Line graphs and pie charts basically said, this is the most profitable show Andrew Lloyd Webber has ever done. It's been on Broadway for 85 years. It's won all these Tonys. It's made $1 billion. If just a fraction of those weirdos go see this movie, it'll make $10 billion. they're like, okay, yeah. I mean, even if we have to make it.
Yeah.
And obviously that didn't work.
It was like the culmination, because it's basically the film industry is like the opposite of television now, but it's like the culmination of, if it already exists, it has more value than something that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like inherently the brand has recognition.
Well, it certainly became a cultural icon and a cultural touchstone that will be talked about for years to come. So the longevity, the fact that it exists.
Longevity, it could be the name of a cat, by the way.
I'm the oldest cat there is.
Yeah, Captain. No, I think that's Old Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
Damn it. I wish I
You guys hear about this other Andrew Lloyd Webber show that he followed up Cats with? That's about trains.
Yeah,
It's
Starlight
like,
Express.
and
no.
it's like the most dangerous Broadway show ever.
Do you
Next to
know
Spider-Man?
Do you know what it is based on?
No.
No.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
No
Wait.
way.
So
Yes.
it's Thomas, but sexy, horny Thomas.
It's
It's German.
It's Andrew Lloyd Webber's twisted interpretation. It's like based
Okay.
off the island of Sodor trains and stuff. Like that's where his starting point was, and then the end result is someone dressed as a train rolling around on skates.
Yeah,
Oh my
on
And God,
skates,
I wanted
crashing
Cats to be
into
so
each other.
successful.
Have any of you
Yeah.
guys seen?
That's why we needed Cats to be a success, so we could get Starlight Express the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's something that is universally panned and joked about, but I actually enjoyed very much, and I want to see if any of you have actually seen it. In the same vein of Cats, a movie in the late 70s, maybe early 80s, called Xanadu.
I know the
with
song.
Olivia Newton-John?
Newton-John.
With
yeah.
Olivia Newton-John, and I believe it was, what's his name's last movie, that dickhead dancer?
Bob Fosse,
You got to be more
Bob Fosse. No, it's not Bob Fosse. It's like the famous guy.
Fred Astaire.
I don't think that's the one. The guy from
it
Dancing
the
in the
same-
Rain, Singing in the Rain.
Yeah,
Same guy from
Fred,
Jim Cotta.
Fred Astaire. Right?
No,
No?
Cary Grant.
we're close. Gene
Rock
Kelly.
Hudson.
Call
Gene-
Joel.
It was Gene
Gene
Kelly's
Kelly.
like last movie.
Gene Kelly.
Is
Got
Gene
it,
Kelly?
Gene Kelly.
Oh, okay.
It is.
It was like the most expensive movie ever made or some shit, right?
Was it?
Or am I'm thinking of Heaven's Gate. Never mind.
Or
It's like
Ishtar?
I can't remember a lot of it, but it was about a guy who paints bigger versions of record album covers professionally. So the whole point is like he's an artist, but he's the only thing that he can make money on is painting giant versions of album covers for like the side of Tower Records. And then he goes roller skating with Olivia Newton-John. That's all I can remember that happens. But it is, and I thought that was actually pretty good. And when I saw Cats, I was like, I was like, this can't keep happening. All they keep doing is introducing different characters, and then the movie ended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Again, when it came out, I got bad reviews. I was like, well, the movie is bad, but you can't. The criticism of Cats, the musical, is not allowed because that you would have had to raise your hand and speak up 40 years ago. Like that would be that's like the equivalent of
Anybody
like
else have
a
a problem with
German
this?
in
'Cause
like
this is,
1978 going like, I think what we did was wrong. Like it's like you can't do that now. It's
Andrew
too
Lloyd
late.
Webber
It's part of the
slaps you.
culture.
What culture?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
It's
the
part of our culture.
it's
our
white
collective-
culture.
Who is we?
White culture is Cats is our culture.
I've talked to Joel
It's
about
our
it, and
West
a lot
Side
of,
Story.
I think, what makes Cats a terrible movie but a successful Broadway play was that it was the spectacle. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's among the things that we had to cancel, Elise and I had Hamilton tickets. We somehow managed to get
Oh,
Hamilton
yeah, that was
tickets,
supposed to
and
be
then
like
that
this
got
month.
canceled. Yeah. So we're still going to not see that. But I think that like that's how musicals work is it's not like I can just be like, oh well, we'll just watch it on Netflix. You have to go. And that was even more so the case as Cats was kind of becoming a thing. And so people would just probably grab someone and say, you have to go. Also, I think some of the songs are pretty bad, but other songs get stuck in your head, whether or not there's something about the cadence or they just like hit you over the head with their chorus again and again and again.
So on that note, there was a song in Cats where I was like, all right, this actually kind of slaps. But here was my problem with Cats was I went into it saying kind of in the same reason that I really enjoy watching Phantom of the Opera on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever. And I've seen the actual live Broadway show as well. But when you watch a musical at home or in a movie theater, it's all about the soundtrack. And like that can drive a stereotypically terrible Broadway show and actually make it more enjoyable because you're song. And I played it for Elliot and he was just like, oh yeah, this is like another Andrew Lloyd Webber song that has just been repurposed for Cats. It was like, I can't remember what song it was, but and Elliot pointed it out and I was like, yeah, that sounds exactly like It was either Phantom of the Opera or something else. It was just like they changed
Memories.
It was, I don't know, but it was like, it was the difference between the songs was about the same as the difference between the Queen song and the Vanilla Ice song.
Oh,
it was like, no, mine goes
So
dun dun
one's
dun 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 dun.
Ding. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not defending cats at all. I just think that it's something. It's a thing.
I saw all those people posting videos of them singing in the theater, and I was like, you know what? I do kind of wish I was there. Like, this is a
the rowdy streamings looked great, or screenings looked great.
So that the second time I saw it, and again, not that I'm a crazy person, but I saw it with Joel, and then Elise was like, hey, so my friends are going to go see it. I know you don't want to see it. I was like, I'll go again. But they went to a rowdy screening. So I saw it a second time at a rowdy screening, already knowing what to expect. And it was fantastic. Like,
so I wish I could have gone to a rowdy
people dressed as cats, and they were singing along. And then like people were shouting, yes, Queen, at like Skimbleshanks and stuff or whatever. You know, like I think someone that we were with shouted out like "Marry me, Rum Tum Tugger" or whatever.
Yeah,
Monka Strap. There, "Marry me, Monka Strap," and then someone in the front row was like, "He's gay, idiot!" Like
what was the last movie
that made
though?
It so enjoyable.
What was the last movie? I'm trying to think of something beyond The Room, where
Rocky Horror.
Oh, Fateful Findings.
Yeah, but I mean, like doing like that's kind of more.
Theaters?
Yeah, that's the thing is that's
those
more
are
like
the things you watch quietly at Lawrence's apartment.
Oh
yeah, like
they definitely did theater screenings. It hasn't Elise tried to like contact the guy that made that movie to get screenings done in LA?
He only has like a
What's his
pager
name?
or something.
Neil Breen.
Neil Breen.
Neil Breen, right?
But like,
professional architect.
I literally hit him up when he was trying to crowdfund his latest one and asked how much it would cost our business to donate to get me and Elliot in at least a speaking role, and he just never wrote back.
Yeah.
He's a man of culture.
He's an artist.
Yeah. He's almost more pure than Tommy Wiseau ever was. But
well, you know how Christopher Nolan isn't allowed. He doesn't allow cell phones on his sets.
Yeah.
Neil Breen doesn't know what a cell phone is.
Bring it all.
But he has 40 laptops.
Yeah.
That's how he communicates.
Yeah. He just when he makes a movie, he goes in through his house and sees what he needs to like donate to Goodwill or throw away. And it's just like, I need to build a movie around these props. How do I do that?
Yeah. But that's more of an internet culture type thing. Whereas Cats is more mainstream. Is Cats going to be the next like Rocky Horror?
Yeah. No,
The Room type thing where like, I'm saying
I
like,
don't think so.
Will a movie theater do a cat screening when we're allowed to go back to theaters, one night a week, and will the same 30 people show up every time?
I think that, yes, that will happen. I think with not even 10 years, I think 5 years from now on Christmas night or something, all of the people who haven't left like Los Angeles or any other major city are going to be like, I don't have a family, but I don't need one because my real family is down at the local Cineplex and we're all watching Cats tonight.
And they have human hands.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a difference though when it's like, it's a terrible thing made by people who are otherwise competent.
Yeah.
Like they had no excuse. They had money, they had experience, like they had talent. They could have made something good, but they failed. I think there's something different about that when it's The Room, where it's the misguided dream of someone who doesn't have any concept, right? So I wonder if, has there ever been like a big, like, people don't have midnight screenings of Cutthroat Island, like has there ever been like a huge bomb movie like that people rally around, or do they just relish in the fact that it bombed?
I mean, more and
Star
more
Wars
recently.
Episode 1.
Sure.
The Star Wars prequel.
But that didn't.
But more and more people are doing.
Right? They all
made
made a ton of money.
But they are fascinating movies in the sense that they're the work of a genius with no one left to say no to him, just completely on his own track, and the result is like absolutely baffling in a lot of really weird ways.
It's like going to a local art gallery where it's the only Van Gogh that the Netherlands has put on loan is like his worst painting, but you're still seeing a Van Gogh. You're like, he tried just as hard on this one as he did on his self-portrait. I would be remiss if I didn't go down to the local art gallery to see a picture of some fruit in a bowl that Van Gogh did.
Yeah. He's got 2 ears in this one.
Yeah. I only like Van Gogh's when he had 2 ears. He was more perceptive. Really quick, let's we're gonna pay the bills really quick here and say thank you to people who have donated, and then we'll ask some more questions and then let you guys go back to being in quarantine with your loved ones.
Let us stay here.
Please. Matt BC, Senor Busy Man, Jean the Pants, David Chavez, Jordan Fry, Flarocket, Zarko, Julian, Arturo, Riggs, Huey, Joshua Martinez, Hillary, Monkow, and scroll down, damn it. There's more, but I can't see it.
Elliot, how many of those are cats from the Navy?
At this point, I'd have to guess all of them.
You're right. All of them are.
They'll all be in the sequel.
Have you guys watched the Tiger King that everyone's watching and talking about?
One episode a day. I'm at episode 3 right now.
I watched the whole thing in one sitting on Sunday night. I never do that. People talk about doing that. People talk about the big Netflix binge, and I've always been like, no, that's insane. Why would I? No, I fucking did that. I sat down only intending to watch one episode of Tiger King, and 5.5 hours later, I had watched the entire Tiger King saga.
It's fantastic. But
I mean, I need to know what happens next. Don't get me wrong, but also I'm like, there's
you have so many days in quarantine. You have to extend the enjoyment.
Exactly. I'm lucky.
It's like
right
having
now.
the morsel of bread.
Yeah.
Well, like,
how far in are you?
We're watching episode 4 tonight, I think.
Okay.
So I'm taking my time, but then I was like, I'm going to spread it out. I'm playing Doom Eternal. Haven't even had time for Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Didn't get to finish Ori yet. And there's some weird glitch where it just crashes your Xbox right now.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I started playing.
Cool, more time.
I need to call out a game. I started playing Darksiders Genesis on co-op.
That's the Diablo one?
Yes. And it broke about an hour in to the point where everything was broken. The door, there's a door that you have to go through. You have to lower it, and then you can go through it. The door lowered. I couldn't go through it. Restarted the game multiple times. Co-op friends restarted it. All of us were stuck. Got a refund. Luckily, it happened within the first hour.
Oh, good.
So fuck that game. Specifically with Animal Crossing, I haven't had enough time to the only time I had was on the weekend, because our weeks are still somewhat normal where it's like, oh, it's the weekend, we're not really doing anything, so we can have some free time to do stuff. But 3 days goes by and I see nothing but posts online of people with just the most incredible houses, yards, streets, everything built. And it literally makes me want to uninstall the game. It just seems like an impossible task.
I mean, I've been playing it, but it's weird because I feel like it came out on a Friday, and I feel like I didn't actually start playing it until that Sunday, which would give people 2 days head start.
Yes.
And it blows my mind what people have in the 2 day difference. And every single day I'm like, oh, I guess tomorrow will be the day where I start to catch up, and it doesn't happen because the game times you out of a lot of. I like it because it feels like a mobile game. You can,
this thing will be done in 24 hours.
So there's a lot of stuff that you'll be like, all right, you've picked a place, but it won't be ready until tomorrow, which basically means once the clock resets to 5 a.m. the next day, right? Yeah. So it's like, okay, there is a point where you get to the game and you're like, I can't do anything else, so I guess I should go to bed, which I appreciate in a video game very much, especially a game that you can have on the go or basically wherever you want to. I actually like that about the game, but I can't do the math on how people are have these things, because then I'm playing it every single day.
They're resetting the clocks on their Switch.
Are they all time traveling?
Yes, they're all assholes. Everyone's an asshole. On the other hand,
I don't know.
My wife, we finally found Switches have been impossible to find, and she really wanted to play Animal Crossing in the lead up to it coming out, and she's like, Switch, whatever. I don't want to pay the money to get a Switch or whatever. And then it came out, and then FOMO hit. but then it was too late to get a Switch. So it took us forever to track one down finally, and she finally got it, and she's already like blown past me in every aspect of that game because she's actually like trying.
Yeah.
Which is cheating in my book. If you try hard in a game, you're a cheater.
I agree.
Yeah. But you've played a lot of Doom Eternal. That's the one game. That's the game that I've been putting off because I don't.
Oh, man.
I only have like an hour or two free usually. And I'm like, well, if I'm gonna play Doom, I want to like. It seems to me like something I'd want to play for like 4 hours straight. Is that the case, or is it a jump in, jump out kind of?
You can jump in and out.
Right.
God, it makes you like. I think the beginning's a little rough, and I know a lot of people complaining. They're like, ammo's hard to find, and like, it ends up becoming more of a puzzle game, which I really like. But it's it's a puzzle game inside of a first-person shooter that moves at a mile a minute, and then it has some really good platforming. Like, I don't know, like it's hard to describe, but the game just feels so good.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to find games like this where you're like everything, it actually feels like an extension of your body. You're like, I don't know. They got the mouse movement down. They got the keyboard response. Like everything just moves so well. God, I'm like, yeah, I'm itching to play some more. My only issue is I think that's a hard game to get into the mindset of, because they added so many things. So you have to balance out the flame belch, and then the chainsaw gives you ammo, and then you have 2 different grenade types to throw. So like I'm using every button on my keyboard and every button on my mouse, basically.
Yeah, that's what I saw about it.
Feels like.
Yeah, go ahead.
It feels like a MOBA.
Almost, yeah.
That's
like
what I read
it
about.
It feels like Smite or something.
I ended up buying it, and I want to play it really bad. But like that was what I loved about the 2016 Doom was, you just go in and blast shit, and that's it. And this seems like a lot more convoluted. But I mean, I don't think I'll have a problem with it. It's just that barrier of starting it up and actually doing it.
Convoluted in a good way, only because, I mean, you're a mouse and keyboard boy.
Yeah.
Like an example, I was playing some racing game yesterday, and I thought like you can kind of play racing games like kind of casually, but like that a game feels good when you get up and you lean into it instead of just kind of playing passively. All of a sudden now you're actually like paying attention.
Yeah.
Doom is so good when you do that, when you're like, I'm going to grit my teeth and I'm just going to go balls to the wall. I'm going to hit. And yeah, like James said, it feels like a MOBA where you're slapping buttons over and over and over, and you're changing keystrokes to work with you like
have a pattern
play
going?
style. Basically. Yeah. And you're constantly bunny hopping, moving, jumping, swinging, switching to rockets, holding down Q, switching to your weapons. Like, it's just like, sometimes I do stuff and I'm like, I hope I was recording that. Like that felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 2016 one, it was challenging and like almost frustratingly so on like some of the fights, but also in a way where it's just like, you just have to map out exactly what you're going to do from front to back. Just be like, I know I can do this. I'm just going to sit here and fucking grind this shit out.
That's like My Friend Pedro. Did you play that yet, Elliot?
Yeah.
I know you were trying to
Yeah. I didn't get too into it just because I'm like not great at like side scroller games that are fast paced like that. But yeah, that game's a lot of fun.
Yeah. The one game that I played specifically because of the quarantine that I really like it, but I also can't. I made it like 4 levels with Dana before I was like, I have to stop because it's giving me an anxiety attack. Is Overcooked.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Cooking game.
Yeah, because it's just I think it would be a lot easier with 4 people, but it allows for 2-player co-op. But like, there's so much to do on each level to get 3 full stars that I like every level when I finish. I'm like, but it's one of those games where you're talking about where like I was standing up like facing the TV, just like, all right, I'm gonna do it this time. I swear to God, I'm gonna get these onions over there, and it's gonna be. But after every game, I'm just like, oh God, I cannot keep playing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's super
you guys
stressful.
have also
We've been
been
trying
playing,
to organize online, play Overcooked. We have some friends that are in Austin, and we keep going like, we should play Overcooked together, where the 2 of us will play here versus with the 2 of them in Austin. But,
yeah.
You guys
Elliot,
are playing Half-Life Alex, right?
Elliot, lead the show. I'm gonna go take a piss.
I played. We did a gameplay for it. I'm gonna wait until I'm able to get an index.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm playing with a Quest. The Quest beta, Oculus Quest beta link actually works pretty well, but I just want those knuckles,
Yeah, I have the like OG Rift with the controllers, but I haven't dusted it off in like over a year at this point. Because
it's a good game though. Like it
looks great.
I still think VR has a ways to go, and that's just sort of due to the limitations of our own hardware and cabling, and the fact that you're blinding yourself willingly in your own home.
And if you play for like more than 45 minutes, you get your face gets all sweaty and gross.
Yeah, we are the limitation. Until we become sentient robots, we will not be able to fully enjoy VR. But it's far and away the best VR game out there. Like, just like graphically is amazing. The physics are like out of this world. But at the end of the day, it's still VR. It's still butting its head up against its own limitation. But like with that said, I still think the Oculus Quest is probably the best VR bang for your buck.
So which one's the Quest? That's the one that's
it's the
standalone, but you can also plug it in via like USB, and it becomes.
So it's this thing. So it has a Type-C cable. You can plug it in, but Elise turned me on to Pistol Whip. Have you seen that?
It's like a Pistol Whip's so good.
Man, it's like a super hot-esque John Wick Beat Saber. It's everything, but like you're just moving down a hallway. You just stand still and you're just shooting at dudes, but you feel like John Wick. Like those types of games, I'm like, that's more my speed right now for VR, where I'm like,
it's like arcade. They're like arcade games. Like you feel like you should put in like 50 cents and then you get a turn at it.
Yeah.
It's super fun. Pistol Whip is also like all about the music. So it's timed out. Like,
I have seen videos of this. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We haven't, we didn't get a chance to play it during the open weekend, but can you explain to us Predator and the fact that you guys have characters in it?
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew Sark was in it.
I know Mike Diva's in it too.
So Predator Hunting Grounds, the trial was this past weekend, and it's like an asymmetrical game. So it's a squad of 4 soldiers, 4 mercenaries going into the jungle to accomplish a certain task. Meanwhile, a 5th player is the Predator, who is just trying to kill as many of them as possible, or make it harder for them to finish that task. And so it's kind of like Dead by Daylight or one of those games, except with the Predator. We kind of just lucked out because but you guys know Jared Garrettson?
Jared Garrettson.
Yeah, of course. But we weren't invited
Jared
to get
Garrettson.
They were like, we already have too many white guys. We can't map your guys' faces.
Well, he reached out to us like a year and a half ago, and he was like, "Hey, can you send me some auditions if you're interested? There's some bit parts or whatever. I need additional dialogue and stuff for this game. So send in some auditions." And so Adam, Elise, Bruce, and I sent in auditions. And then he was like, cool. And then we ended up going to a studio and recording a bunch of it's all like grunt dialogue, because the characters are supposed to be you, the player, and they're all pretty generic dudes. So it's just like, get out, it's in the trees. To like line after line of a bunch of stuff. But it was just like kind of a cool thing that he did for us. I don't know that any of us deserve to be there. Bruce sounds really good. Bruce sounds really good in the game. I was playing it this weekend and I was like, I'm pretty sure they pitched my voice down because I don't sound as tough as these dudes.
Also, my voice, my voice only gets deeper the more VO I do. So pretty much the first 1,000 lines that I did, I think I had to redo because it sounds like this. And then the more I'm struggling to get all the phlegm out and all that stuff. Then he's like, oh, that's the voice I want. Do that one. And I'm like, okay, cool. But I mean, that whole thing came about too, because I think we were just talking, like Jared was in town. Right. And, I think I was out with Bruce and we mentioned we want to do more voice acting stuff here and stuff. He goes, oh, I didn't know you guys wanted to do that. You should just ask more. And we're like, oh yeah, I guess that is the game you do have to play. So I was like, yeah, if you're ever doing anything, let us know. And then that's when it was like, hey, do some auditions and we'll see if you're good enough. So
yeah. It's also just like hearing your voice in things sucks. There's two things that happened. One was just me, and one was me and Elliot. The one with me was I did a voice for the animated Transformers series as Computron, and like they're like, do it just like this, and I did it, and they're like, sounds great, and I was like, all right, are you gonna like do anything to like make it sound better? Because it was very much just like I was Computron, so I was like, Transformers should keep that or whatever. And they're like, yeah, we're going to make it sound great. We're going to put a lot of bass on it. We're going to like do this and that. And then it came out and I was like, I sound like shit. Like, this is stupid. And then I didn't get invited back to the second one for the same character. They gave it to some other big YouTuber. I don't even know who it is. But the best was me and Elliot went in. We were on the animated show Happy Wheels. And they were like, we were both announcers. And they were like, just do it like this. We're like, all right, cool. So we recorded all of our lines. And me and Elliot sounded so similar that in the first thing that we got back, they made us go through it and made us point out whose voice was who, because it kept switching between the characters because the animators had no idea who was saying what at any point in time because they just both told us to do the same voice basically.
Well, the animators were also over in like India and like not native English speakers, and for some reason they couldn't just send over a script that said character one says so. Yeah, we redid the lines, and then like a month later they're like, yeah, they still fucked it up, so we're gonna have to switch out a few more lines.
Aren't we in like Brawlhalla or something, James?
No, this was just reminding me that it was a convention that we were pulled into. Oh yeah, SmiteCon. We were pulled into a back room and they were like, do you have time to read some lines? And because they were going to make us an announcer pack, not in Smite, but in some other high-res game. And I have no idea if that game ever came out.
Oh yeah, it wasn't Brawlhalla.
The MOBA, not the MOBA that they made, but the like the mystical Fortnite one?
I think it was going to be a mobile game because it had some. It was like
what was
I don't think it was a big game.
Yeah, I think it was like a platformer type game or something.
It was like the equivalent of like Flappy Bird because they like the only things were like ready, set, go, and like
we were done in like 5 minutes.
I love the the business model of if we just corner YouTubers, we can get voiceover done for free in a back room somewhere at a convention.
Yeah, it worked.
I think this was through Rooster Teeth, like because Hi-Rez was like a partner. They had done some stuff with them, and then like some email came through and said, hey, we heard you're going to the SmiteCon thing. While you're there, can you record some stuff? So I think it was James, myself, and Joel. And I have a photo of us somewhere sitting in this small room, sitting on convention chairs.
I completely forgot about that until just now when you guys are mentioning that other game.
You have to re-release the Assassin's Creed musical now that you guys technically own the rights.
If it's on a hard drive somewhere.
It definitely exists somewhere.
Well, that's good. At least it's not completely lost to the sands of time. We were looking on the last episode, we had Steven Larson on, and we were trying to locate, we couldn't do it successfully, but trying to locate the old Terminator Machinima series from like 2009.
Oh, God, I was in so many of those meetings.
What was it called, Elliot?
No, it's just Terminator Salvation, the Machinima series.
Yeah.
Someone said you could buy it on like Voodoo for like $4 or something.
Yeah.
It's on DVD somewhere.
Yeah. For a while, people were like posting pics of like finding it at Walmart for $1 in a bin.
Cool.
Oh, man.
Just like the Halo series.
Yeah, it was my first ever job at Machinima, and it was actually a great, like, it kind of spelled out exactly how the next like 8 years would be.
Foreshadowing.
The project was a fucking shit show.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, it was weird being like early Machinima where this is like before even the YouTube channel took off, where you're in meetings with EA and you're trying to show off the website and it's breaking. And I'm like, what do I do? I don't know. Like it's
just we're getting so much traffic right now. You guys understand.
Well, and then like no joke, like executives being like, we want to host your videos. And they're like, oh, so what do you think? And they're like, $1 million. And I was just like, put my head down. Like, this feels like a Ponzi scheme. I don't know what's happening.
Please don't let me be responsible for this.
Yeah.
No, this is all Adam's fault. This is clearly not my fault.
I mean, I was just the guy with the laptop. I was like, I don't know. And I remember, like, one of the guys pulled me aside. He goes, "Next time the website breaks, you close it." And I'm like, I make the website not break. I don't know. What do you want me to do? But yeah. And then I remember that I was in. I was in.
Can you just take screenshots of the website and just pull it up and make it look like we're loading the website, please?
So one of the best parts of that Machinima Terminator Salvation series was they brought in 2 of the game devs to help make the series, because it was like Larson.
Oh, this is what we did. We talked about this last week where the guys were like, we don't know how to do this.
Yeah,
well, it was
Tor and Mike from Sweden.
They're just like these 2 like Euro kind of fuckboys, super cool dudes, but like just sort of there to like hang out. And then I remember one of the guys on the project, they ended up having to take him off of it because like, the work you are doing, we have to redo and it's slowing us down. So then, Tor and Mike were working. While they were working there, their company went out of business.
Oh, yeah.
So they were in the US, and then they're like, we don't know what to do. Because they also made Bionic Commando for Capcom, the 3D remake. But then, their company went under as they were working on the series. So they're like, do we keep working on this? Like, I don't know. It was this. I thought it was going to be like a Tom Hanks, like The Terminal type situation where like they have to sleep at Machinima for the rest of their life.
Yeah. And then it came full circle because me and Elliot, quote unquote, co-starred in a Terminator live action thing for like when Arnold Schwarzenegger came back to the series like 5 years ago,
which is also erased from the internet.
It doesn't exist.
Genesis
doesn't exist.
Genesis.
Yeah. We were in that. We didn't get to meet Arnold. We were not on screen with him.
They promised us that he would be there, but nope.
We are on screen with disgraced YouTuber Toby Turner.
Yeah. That was when we were there when it was, I can't remember the YouTuber's name, but the old YouTube office used to have this fireman's pole that you could jump on and it would like open up and it would go down. And this other YouTuber, like while we were there, like waiting to film, this like other YouTuber was visiting and like jumped on the fireman's pole. And like, so the fireman's pole, it would sink a little bit before you could like slide down it because it opened this trap door.
It opened.
So it had to trigger the trap door opening, and that threw the person off. So they fell straight through the hole and onto the ground and like broke an arm or something. So so every time you went back to YouTube after that, it was like caution tape and like banned from anyone using it.
You guys were there when that happened?
Yeah, it was like on the same day. We didn't see the person fall, but like they had closed it down after a certain point in time.
We were at the YouTube offices not too long ago, kind of like towards the end. I guess it would have been December or something like that, because we were like, oh, maybe there's stuff, maybe like it's right here and we never think to use it to film. Why isn't that? Well, I mean, we've kind of found out why is because it is kind of hard to schedule time and pick up everything and go over there when you need to. But when the last time we were there, I was like, hey, what happened to the fireman's pole? And they were like, someone went to go do it and they let go and they fell and they broke something.
It was like the week it was either the week that Transformers thing was happening, or it was the week there was another like gaming thing that was happening there around the same time. It was the only 2 times that I actually went there. And I remember one of the times that I was there, it was like the day that it happened, and they had just put caution tape around the area so that no one would do it. And then the next time I went, it was completely closed off and like dismantled.
We've gotten to use it before. I know that we did a podcast there because you could like rent out the lobby for free, and we did our first live Dude Suit podcast. This is only like maybe a few months after Funhaus kind of became a thing. Yeah, but we went to go do our podcast, and we were like, oh, we should do an entrance from the pole, except that Joel was at the front of the line, and so we're like, all right, everyone's gonna come down the pole. It's like cool. And then I told everyone to not go down the pole. So it was like introducing Funhaus. And then Joel goes down the pole and we all just go, we're not doing that. And we just walk back down the regular way.
Oh man. Yeah. So I never got to use the pole.
I still haven't been to the new YouTube
I used it in
office.
some other situation, I think.
The Spruce Goose terminal where they built that.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Giant
Have you been there?
And we did a tour of that new one. Oh my god.
The only time I've been it was before they changed it to YouTube, and it was for the probably 8 years ago now, the Call of Duty Championship that Kanye performed at.
Yeah, the COD XP.
Yeah, COD XP.
There's a video where I waterboarded Albert, one of our old our segment producers.
They had the burger place outside.
Yeah, man, and you could like do paintball. That it was like the one and only Call of Duty convention they ever did.
Yeah, and that's
so
why.
weird.
To answer the chat's questions, the reason Elliot is moving 5 frames a second is because he has fucking Fire, like a Fire.mov playing behind him on repeat. So he's just ruining it for everyone.
It's worth it.
No.
Well, thank you guys. It is officially 90 minutes. You've paid your dues.
Is our probation now?
Yes, you're free to go.
I'm trying to do everything I can with Zoom before they take it away.
So tomorrow, new trailer on the Funhaus channel or on Rooster Teeth?
I believe it's on Rooster Teeth.
I think it's on
Twitter.
Rooster Teeth.
You guys aren't.
I don't know where. I don't know. At least
it is. It's officially like
yes.
a Funhaus Presents show.
Funhaus Presents,
okay.
but it involves everyone from Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
So.
How high is the production value expected to be on this program?
Very high.
Like below Arizona Circle, but above a typical porno.
Okay, that's a pretty wide spectrum.
Have you guys? This was a question that I saw pop up earlier, but is there any kind of incubator thing that you might be working on now or in the future for Time Warner, HBO Max, any kind of like upward stream of shit like that?
I mean, there's stuff
No.
like there's nothing like that would be nothing that Ben Mendelsohn would want to be a part of.
Ben Mendelsohn?
Mendelsohn. No, his brother Mendelsohn.
Yes.
Why is his last name different?
I don't know.
My
Australian names.
Yeah, all the last names are different there.
He's like, yes, I'm working with Funhaus.
This will be super. It's like it's an Australian lisp.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like we're always like trying to think of bigger ideas while also maintaining the thing we do. So like, but obviously, much like the Marvel franchise, we're also putting things on hold for those big dreams. But no, yeah, nothing like Arizona Circle level or anything like that. Or
is there like an upstream from Rooster Teeth to HBO? Because we have no idea what HBO Max is going to look like. I know it's HBO. It's the Time Warner vault. Is there like if you logged on, if you logged on to Netflix, you'd see a whole smattering of different shows. Is there any kind of Rooster Teeth stuff that's going to appear on HBO Max?
I think so.
I guess I should specify. I should specify Funhaus.
Oh God, no.
Okay.
Funhaus. No, I'm not expecting anything on Funhaus.
Like Arizona Circle wouldn't pop up on there or anything like that.
Maybe
I don't know. Yeah, I honestly have no idea what that pipeline looks like.
All right,
because there's
I know I didn't. I mean, there are times
go ahead.
Yeah, go. I was just saying there are like conversations where it's like, oh, if anyone has pitches for things that may be related to, supplemental material or something on HBO, and then I know they're always working to try and figure out a relationship. But I guess it's not just like a revolving door. So it's not just like what goes up and what comes down. I think it's still two very, very separate business units that are like working in tandem. So
I pitched them like a Talking Dead style show for the Larry Sanders Show.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great show.
He's dead now. You can do whatever you want.
It's just called Dead.
Yeah, Talking Dead. You do all the shows where every cast member has died. You can do podcasts about them.
I wasn't going based on the death of was it Gary Shandling? It was more of I think it was like the first show HBO ever did.
Well, I don't know who owns the rights to Silk Stockings, but
oh man,
you've already proven yourselves.
It's in the
Public domain.
Library of Congress.
Yeah. All right, last Rooster Teeth related question to put you on the spot because sadly, me and Elliot are directly affected by this. What is up? Is Rooster Teeth Expo happening? RTX.
Oh man.
Oh, RTX. I will be completely 100% honest. I have not heard.
Yeah, because it's July.
I think
we signed all our contracts to like show up.
Fourth weekend.
I bet the city of
know
Austin
that
is the city of Austin's like, we just lost half of our annual like municipal revenue.
It was South by Southwest.
South by getting canceled. So do not preemptively cancel RTX.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say it's probably going to be that kind of thing where there's the first layer, and this is I have no idea, but I feel like the first layer is whether or not the city of Austin allows an event like that to take place, and then the second layer is whether or not Rooster Teeth as a company wants an event like that to take place given the circumstances.
Yeah.
So I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely curious because we got to figure out what we're going to do in July.
Yeah, we were looking forward to. We had a blast last year, and they were very quick to invite us back. So we were like, "Yeah, hell yeah, we'd love to do it."
Yeah.
And,
had a
much
great
like you.
time.
Yeah, we would like to know too. But that's obviously
at the very least, we'll take the free flights and just hang out on 6th Street.
Wait, I'm getting a message. It is happening, but only you two are doing it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
The internet today is responsible for the deaths of thousands.
Something about a sacrificial lamb.
Yes. Yeah. We're testing the waters.
It's the only way to close the portal. I'm sorry, guys.
One last one before we go. Adam and James, aside from Tiger King, we're all in lockdown. What can you suggest that people watch aside from Funhaus and Tiger King that people can watch or start a series or watch a movie from the comfort of their own homes?
Go ahead, James.
I've got two at least. Number one, if you haven't watched it, Narcos. You got 5 seasons of Narcos that you can watch now. 3 seasons of Narcos South America, and then 2 seasons of Narcos Mexico. That show is great and is so much fun to binge watch. And then 2 is Spartacus. I don't know. I think it just was recently removed from Netflix, but it is a show that Starz made years ago.
Oh, I have seen it because it was on Starz. Yeah.
It got a reputation for being like a 300 knockoff, but I ended up watching like the whole series last year. And if you can find it somewhere, it is awesome. It is so good. It's like got one of the best narratives.
I remember it being
story.
very bloody, very gory, lots of boobs.
Well, I always described it as it feels like some guy had an amazing idea for like a Roman epic based, Spartacus epic. And then he wrote these amazing scripts, but due to business obligations with Starz, he had to turn those scripts over to a porn producer who is allowed to do one pass. So it's like he's allowed to do one pass and change like 20 pages per script. So the first several seasons are like this really good narrative. Like you're like, oh my God, I'm really invested in the character. And then he's plowing a woman from behind and it's like slow motion boob. It's just like basically a porno. And then it goes back to the narrative again. And you're like, it's very interesting how it's put in there. But overall the show is fantastic. Really great.
Adam, any suggestions?
Yeah. We've talked about this. We do our little film podcast once a week, and I've talked about it nonstop. But definitely Mr. Robot, that came to an end. I think it's only 4 seasons, easy to get through. It's got a couple Academy Award winners in there, like Christian Slater and Rami Malek. But then on top of that, if you want something even quicker, Patriot, it's on Amazon. It was one of the original Amazon Prime shows that came out. I always say it's like if the Coen brothers made a Tom Clancy novel. It's so damn good. One of my favorite shows. It's only 2 seasons. It's awesome.
All right.
Did I lose my mic?
No, thank you very much. Really quick, give a shout out to the last of the few people who donated to the stream: Dingo, Drizzy, Roni, Slagathor, Noor, Null, Boris, K, Tumblr Victim, okay, and Tony.
All your favorite Jellicle cats.
There they are. They're all going to the heavy side.
All right,
heavy side layer.
Thank you guys very much for joining us. I'll keep an eye out for the new trailer tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thanks for thinking of us.
Yeah, we'll be calling upon you in these dark times as well.
Oh,
yes. If you need me to cheat at board games, I am just a phone call away.
We're going to try and do some tabletop simulator and play some stuff and like just internally, just like obviously, so you guys know, like
we're still live, by the way. Don't say internally.
Well, no, I'm saying okay, externally, but like in terms of how we like that you guys and we work together, like we're still doing everything remote, and so like we're like, well, there's no reason, we can't have you guys on. Come do Funhaus, come do podcast, like these things where all you need is a webcam and a microphone. It's like you guys just come on, and if you're free, let's do it.
We would love to do it, but if you do invite us, I'm still gonna go drive my car for an hour and a half just to get the full experience. Like, I gotta record with Funhaus in a couple hours. I'm gonna go get in the car now and make sure I really pay my dues.
Drive around for an hour and a half. Go sit in the library with the lights low and a couple of dogs in a room that hasn't been vacuumed in 3 years, and then you will feel that true Funhaus vibe.
Yeah,
and then take a Red Bull to go.
All right. Well, thank you. Oh, Alex Ogle with the last minute dono. Thank you very much, Alex Ogle. All right. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for watching.
Oh, anytime.
Enjoy the rest of your quarantine.
Well, you guys too.
All right. We'll try our
best. Stay safe, guys.
All right, bye-bye.